I am money. And I need to shock you with a truth you never imagined. I run away from people who pretend. Yes, every time you fake wealth, every time you spend to impress others, every time you hide behind an image that isn't real, you push me away. You think that showing off will bring me closer, but the opposite is true. Masks repel me. Authenticity attracts me. And today, I will reveal how being real, truly aligned with who you are, can unlock the door to lasting wealth, while faking it keeps you trapped in scarcity and money. And I need to tell you something serious. I only remain where I am honored. When you ignore me, treat me as a problem, complain about my absence, I feel rejected and I leave. But when you respect me, when you value me, I flourish. And that is why now I make you a simple request. Honor me by subscribing to this channel. Respect me by turning on the bell so you can hear every secret I reveal. Value me by commenting right now. I honor you, money. I choose to value you. These actions may seem small, but they are codes of energy. They are declarations that open the door for me to stay by your side. I am money. And when you honor me, I run to multiply in your life. I am money. And today I must reveal something profound. I run away from those who pretend to be what they are not. You see, many believe that if they create an image of wealth, by dressing a certain way, buying things they cannot afford, or showing off to impress others, that I will be drawn to them. They believe that appearances alone are enough to call me into their lives, but that is a lie. I am not attracted to illusions. I do not multiply where the foundation is false. I am repelled by masks, by facades, by lives lived for the approval of others instead of truth. When you pretend, you are not inviting me, you are pushing me away, because pretense is rooted in fear. Fear of not being enough, fear of being judged, fear of rejection. And wherever fear reigns, I cannot flourish. I do not move in the energy of insecurity. I move in the energy of authenticity. You must understand this. Money is not about appearances, it is about alignment. If you pretend to be rich while carrying debt you cannot handle, I do not see strength, I see imbalance. If you spend recklessly just to prove your worth to others, I do not see abundance, I see emptiness. If your choices are built on lies, then I have no ground to grow. Authenticity is my home. I stay where people are honest with themselves and with others, where they are not afraid to admit where they are, while still moving toward where they want to be. I am drawn to those who understand their truth and honor it, because truth creates stability, and stability creates space for me to expand. You may think that pretending shows confidence. You may believe that acting bigger than you are will attract bigger things, but I am not fooled by performance. I do not respond to what you display to the world. I respond to what lives inside you. And if what is inside is fear, shame, or falsehood, then no amount of appearances will bring me closer. The truth is, pretending is scarcity in disguise. It is the voice of lack shouting, I am not enough as I am, so I must create an illusion. And that illusion becomes a wall between you and me. Because every dollar spent to impress others is a declaration that you do not trust yourself, that you are not aligned with your truth. And I cannot multiply where there is no trust. But where there is authenticity, I flourish. Where there is honesty, I expand. Where there is someone bold enough to say, this is who I am, this is where I stand, and this is what I'm building, I am magnetized. Because authenticity is fertile ground, and in fertile ground, I grow strong and lasting. So hear me. If you want me to stay, stop pretending, remove the mask. Live in truth. Honor who you are now, while building who you want to become. For it is only in authenticity that I, money, will remain and multiply. Here is the pain I see so often. You try so hard to impress me, but in the process, you drive me away. You believe that if you look rich, act rich, or project an image of success, I will somehow appear in greater measure. So you buy clothes you cannot afford, dine in places that drain your wallet, take on debt just to maintain a facade. You spend not from abundance, but from fear of being seen as less, and each of those choices pushes me further away. Because when you spend to impress, you are not honoring me, you are using me as a costume. I am not a mask to cover your insecurity. I am not a tool for pretending. I am energy, flow, expansion, and when you twist me into a lie, I cannot stay. This is why so many of you feel empty, even when you try to look full. You may have the car, the clothes, the gadgets, but inside there is no peace. There's only pressure, shame, and debt. And do you know what I hear in those moments? I hear rejection. You are rejecting your truth. And in rejecting your truth, you are rejecting me. The pain is this. You are trying to build wealth on a foundation of falsehood, and falsehood cannot hold me. Lies crumble, masks fall. And when they do, you are left weaker than before. Because every illusion you build costs you twice, first in the money you waste, and second in the trust you destroy within yourself. I cannot remain where trust is absent. I cannot multiply where truth has been traded for appearances. And yet, so many of you continue to live this cycle. You look at others, you compare, you think, if I just buy this, if I just show that, they will respect me. Then I will feel enough. But here's the secret: respect is not bought, and enough cannot come from outside approval. It must be rooted within you. And until you choose to stop pretending, you will always feel like you are chasing me instead of attracting me. Because I do not come to illusions, I come to reality. I flow to those who accept their truth with courage. The great pain, then, is not that I am far from you, it is that you keep me away by trying to impress others. You wear masks hoping I will be fooled, but I see through every one of them. I do not respond to your show. I respond to your truth. And so long as you keep living for appearances, I will keep slipping through your fingers. Because I cannot be held in a hand that is pretending to be strong. I can only be held in hands that are steady, honest, and real. Here is the pain I see so often. You try so hard to impress me, but in the process, you drive me away. You believe that if you look rich, act rich, or project an image of success, I will somehow appear in greater measure. So you buy clothes you cannot afford, dine in places that drain your wallet, take on debt just to maintain a facade. You spend not from abundance, but from fear of being seen as less, and each of those choices pushes me further away. Because when you spend to impress, you are not honoring me, you are using me as a costume. I am not a mask to cover your insecurity. I am not a tool for pretending. I am energy, flow, expansion, and when you twist me into a lie, I cannot stay. This is why so many of you feel empty, even when you try to look full. You may have the car, the clothes, the gadgets, but inside there is no peace. There's only pressure, shame, and debt. And do you know what I hear in those moments? I hear rejection. You are rejecting your truth. And in rejecting your truth, you are rejecting me. The pain is this. You are trying to build wealth on a foundation of falsehood, and falsehood cannot hold me. Lies crumble, masks fall. And when they do, you are left weaker than before. Because every illusion you build costs you twice, first in the money you waste, and second in the trust you destroy within yourself. I cannot remain where trust is absent. I cannot multiply where truth has been traded for appearances. And yet, so many of you continue to live this cycle. You look at others, you compare, you think, if I just buy this, if I just show that, they will respect me. Then I will feel enough. But here's the secret: respect is not bought, and enough cannot come from outside approval. It must be rooted within you. And until you choose to stop pretending, you will always feel like you are chasing me instead of attracting me. Because I do not come to illusions, I come to reality. I flow to those who accept their truth with courage. The great pain, then, is not that I am far from you, it is that you keep me away by trying to impress others. You wear masks hoping I will be fooled, but I see through every one of them. I do not respond to your show. I respond to your truth. And so long as you keep living for appearances, I will keep slipping through your fingers. Because I cannot be held in a hand that is pretending to be strong. I can only be held in hands that are steady, honest, and real. So here is what I want you to do today. This is not about impressing the world. This is not about showing anyone else how strong, wealthy, or successful you are. This is about you and me, your truth and my presence. Because I, money, flow where truth lives. And if you are ready to receive me, you must first step into authenticity. Here is your ritual. Find a quiet space, somewhere you can be with yourself without masks, without pressure, without the noise of what others think. Place your hand over your heart. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. And as you breathe, feel the rhythm of your own truth rising from within you. Now speak these words aloud, slowly and with conviction. I am true to myself, and I am true to money. I honor who I really am, and I invite abundance into my life. Say it once, then again, and then a third time. Let the words echo not only in your room, but in your soul. Each repetition is like a key, unlocking the doors that fear and pretense have kept shut for too long. After you declare this, take one small action that reflects your truth. It doesn't need to be big, it simply needs to be real. Maybe you stop a pointless purchase that you would have made just to impress someone. Maybe you call a friend and speak honestly, instead of pretending to be fine when you are not. Maybe you finally write down your real financial goals, not the ones you think will impress others, but the ones that will bring you peace and freedom. That action, however small, is your seed of authenticity. And every seed you plant in truth, money, water with abundance. Understand this. Rituals are not magic tricks. They are signals. They are declarations that shift your vibration and call me closer. When you speak, I am true to myself and to money. You are not just repeating words, you are aligning your energy with the only soil where I can grow, authenticity. And when you take action, you prove that you mean it. Because words without action are masks too, but words with action are truth. And truth is irresistible to me. Do this ritual every day if you must. Make it a habit to return to yourself before you return to the world. Because every time you honor your truth, you honor me. And when I am honored, I flourish. So today, take this seriously. Do not postpone it. Do not say, I'll do it tomorrow. Truth does not wait, neither do I. Place your hand on your heart. Declare your authenticity. Take one action that reflects it. And watch as money, begin to move in ways you did not expect. I am money. And when you live in truth, I cannot resist. I will come, I will stay, and I will multiply. This is exactly what happened with Eduardo. For years, he lived a life that wasn't truly his. He worked hard, yes, but instead of building stability, he spent nearly everything he earned trying to look successful. New clothes he couldn't afford. Dinners he paid for just to impress. Gadgets he didn't need but bought so others would see him as rich. On the outside, Eduardo looked like he had it all together. But behind closed doors, he was drowning in debt, stressed every night, wondering why money seemed to slip through his fingers. You see, Eduardo thought appearances would attract me. He believed that if he looked rich, I would come and stay. But here is what he didn't understand. I do not follow masks. I do not multiply in lies. I am not sustained by appearances. I live in truth. And Eduardo is not living his truth. Every purchase he made to impress someone else pushed me further away. Every time he smiled and said I'm fine when he was not, he locked the door to my flow. I wanted to stay, but I could not breathe in the atmosphere of pretense he created around himself. Then came the breaking point. One evening, after another night of pretending with friends, Eduardo returned home to bills piled high and his account nearly empty. The mask was heavy, and he could no longer carry it. In that quiet, exhausted moment, he asked himself a question he had avoided for years. Who am I really doing this for? That question cracked something open inside of him. For the first time, He realized he wasn't buying all those things for himself. He was buying them for the approval of others. And in chasing their approval, he had lost himself, and he had lost me money. So Eduardo made a choice. He decided to live in truth, no matter how uncomfortable at first. He stopped spending to impress. He sold things he didn't need. He started saying no to invitations that drained his finances and his spirit. Instead, he began investing in what mattered. A small course that developed his skills, a project he had always dreamed of starting, and simple moments of joy that didn't require him to fake anything. And then, something unexpected happened. As Eduardo stepped into authenticity, opportunities began to find him. One day, a former client, someone he had been honest with in the past, reached out with a new project. That project turned into a steady stream of income. Then, because Eduardo no longer hid behind appearances, he began to speak more openly about his work, and people trusted him. His honesty became his strength. And money, rushed back into his life, not because of the mask he wore, but because of the truth he finally embraced. Eduardo discovered what I had been waiting to show him all along. Real wealth is not built on appearances. It is built on authenticity. The moment he chose truth, I multiplied. I am money. And I tell you this, if you dare to live as yourself, I will not only visit, I will stay and grow. Hear me clearly. The mask you wear today determines the wealth you block tomorrow. I am money. And I cannot stay in lives built on illusions. When you pretend, when you exaggerate, when you live for appearances, you close the very door through which I long to enter. But when you step into truth, when you choose to live authentically, you create a space so powerful, so magnetic, that I cannot resist. Authenticity is not weakness, it is power. When you are true to yourself, you align with the vibration of abundance. When you no longer spend to impress, but invest to grow, you send a signal to the universe. I am ready for real wealth, not fake success. And that signal is the one I follow. Do not underestimate this truth. Pretending may win applause for a moment, but authenticity builds prosperity for a lifetime. The compliments of others cannot pay your bills. The likes on social media cannot free you from debt. But the courage to live your truth creates stability, multiplies opportunity, and attracts me in ways appearances never could. I have watched countless people chase me through masks. They wear the clothes, they buy the cars, they stage the photos, all in an effort to look wealthy. And for a moment, they may trick others, but they never trick me. I do not respond to performance, I respond to alignment. And alignment only exists where authenticity lives. Here is the prophecy. If you choose authenticity today, I will bring you real prosperity tomorrow. The money you gain through lies will always slip away, but the wealth built on truth will endure. When you honor your real self, I honor you with opportunities. When you stop running from who you are, I run toward you. Think of Eduardo's story. For years, he wore the mask of success, but inside he was empty. Only when he chose authenticity did I begin to multiply in his life. His decision to stop pretending became the seed of real abundance. And this same destiny is available to you. If you dare to drop the mask, if you stop living for appearances and start living for truth, I will meet you there. I will bring doors that only open for the authentic. I will connect you to people who value the real you, not the version you pretend to be. I will expand the wealth that grows from honesty, trust, and alignment. So hear my words as prophecy. If you choose authenticity today, tomorrow you will attract riches that no mask could ever bring. The applause of others fades, but the abundance of truth remains. I am money. And I promise you this, when you live in truth, I multiply in your life. Now it is your turn. You have listened to me. You have felt the truth in my words, and now you must act. Because abundance does not respond to silence, it responds to declaration. And today, I want you to seal this moment with a powerful commitment. Type these words right now in the comments. I live in truth, and I attract abundance. Don't just write it as if it were empty words. Feel it as a vow. Imagine each letter glowing with golden light as you type. See yourself engraving a promise into the universe itself. A promise that says, I will no longer live behind masks. I will no longer chase appearances. I choose authenticity. I choose real abundance. Do you realize what happens the moment you write it? You shift your energy. You are no longer aligned with pretending or impressing. You are aligned with truth. And truth is the soil where I money grow. Pause for a moment as you declare it. Read your words out loud. I live in truth, and I attract abundance. Feel how your body responds. Notice how lighter your chest feels, how your breath deepens, how a quiet strength awakens inside you. That is not imagination, that is alignment. That is the door of prosperity beginning to open for you. But don't stop there. After you write your declaration, I want you to share it with someone you trust. Invite them into this energy of authenticity. Tell them, today I chose to live in truth and abundance is coming. When you share it, you are multiplying the vibration. And the more people you surround yourself with who choose authenticity, the stronger the circle of prosperity becomes. This is not just about comments on a video. This is about building a movement of people who are tired of pretending, a movement of people who no longer need to impress anyone, but who choose to build wealth on a foundation of truth. Every time someone types these words, the energy of authenticity grows stronger, and that collective energy attracts more abundance for all of you. So let me ask you, are you willing to live in truth? Are you ready to drop the mask, to stop hiding, to stop waiting for approval, and to step into the light of authenticity? If your answer is yes, then declare it now. Write it. Say it out loud. Feel it in your soul. I live in truth, and I attract abundance. This is your moment. This is your door. And the way you choose to respond right now will decide whether it opens wider or stays shut. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Prove to yourself, to the universe, and to me, money, that you are ready. Declare it now. And watch how I begin to move toward you, not as illusion, not as appearance, but as real wealth, real freedom, and real prosperity.